Hello everybody, welcome back. YouTube.com/GeekAloud for another Let's Discuss. We're here with Steve and today we're talking about the best overall games of 2020. Steve, it was a great year.
It was a very good year.
The list, as it stands, The Last of Us Part 2, Hades, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Cyberpunk 2077. That's our top 4. No particular order.
Troy, we'll ask you first. Out of those 4, which one are we putting as your game of the year?
Personally, it has to be Assassin's Creed. It has to be. Pound for pound, every hour, every minute I put into that game, the clock's up at 82 hours.
I was going to ask how many hours.
82 hours, phenomenal game. Bang for your buck, just series in general. If you've played it before, you know what an Assassin's Creed game is. It's an open world. It's the highlight of that open world formula.
Very good. And the best part about the game, of course?
Thor's hammer. You gotta get the hammer. Bring the hammer down.
That's right.
Boosh. And thanks to the DualSense 5, you feel the impact. It's phenomenal. What about you, Steve? Game of the year?
I have to still stick with my initial game of the year, which has been that way since probably, June it came out?
Yep.
Last of Us Part 2. Can be controversial for some. I absolutely enjoyed the story. I like what they did with the characters this time around. I didn't spend quite 80 hours with it like you did with Assassin's Creed. It was a good probably 36 hours for my first playthrough, and then to platinum it probably a total of 50 hours.
Have you platinumed it?
I have platinumed Last of Us Part 2. I have to commend Naughty Dog as well for their accessibility features in that game because they're absolutely incredible. I think it's won multiple awards for that as well. But yeah, for me, hands down, it hasn't been beaten this year in terms of narrative.
I think we're going to have to give it as the Geek Aloud Award. I think now has to go to The Last of Us Part 2 simply because Steve platinumed it. As much as I loved Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I was about to call it Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I only got about 27% of the trophies, I believe it was.
That's no good.
It's no. So for me, Game of the Year, complete package. If you've platinumed it, that speaks volumes.
There we go. But
Geek Aloud's official one.
There we go. And the other 2 on the list, we had Cyberpunk and Hades. You haven't played Hades.
I haven't played Hades.
What have you heard about Hades?
I've heard you tell me that it's awesome and that I should be playing it.
That is very true. On the PC and on the Switch, easily probably my Switch game of the year. Just top-down isometric game. The gameplay in that thing is absolutely phenomenal. That's what it's all about. The story's actually there as well if you want to get into it. Great graphics as well. Runs very smoothly on the Switch as well.
Is it coming to the PS5?
There's rumours it might be coming to PS5.
I'll wait for that. Bring it out on the PS5 and then I'll give it a run.
Let's go with your second close to game of the year.
Second close to the game of the year. Now, Cyberpunk would have had it if it didn't launch in such a dodgy state. Now, for me, I've only seen it hard lock a couple of times, only a few bugs, but it's enough to it's ineligible for Game of the Year due to the upset it's caused.
And I think that is absolutely fair. Again, I've on PlayStation 5, haven't had too many issues with it. But yeah, as you said, it's almost in a state of disrepair on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And let's face it, that's the consoles that were supposed to come out on initially.
Yeah.
Thank God they pushed it and waited for the next-gen consoles. Otherwise, they would have had an absolute debacle on their hands, releasing on PC and just those consoles.
Yes.
But rightly so, you've put in quite a few hours. The gameplay itself speaks volumes. It's a great
game. The
game.
game underneath is an absolute gem. They just need to clear some of the more dust away. We'll be onto it. That is our 2020 Game of the Year. Thank you very much for watching. YouTube.com/GeekAloud. Check out the rest of the channel. Like it, subscribe it. You'll never miss it.
Oh! Trophy! Finally! Yes!
Avengers, assemble!
He's trying to sweep up leaves in this world. And another one.